A pleasant good night to each and every one of you on Facebook, YouTube. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. Good evening. We are at December 23rd, 2025. How time flies. Tonight, I will be joined by my sister and friend, Dr. Gwen Nunez. Gwen and I will be discussing the many things that we can improve on, the many things that we're doing good on, and see how we could tackle Dangriga's plight. But before that, compliments of the season again to those of you who just joined on. This is Dangriga Unmuted. We unmute the truth. We demand change. I was feeling a bit divided as to whether or not I go live this evening or Wednesday. Usually, as you guys know, I go live every Wednesday. The reason I am not going live tomorrow, I believe the reason is obvious for most of you. It's Christmas Eve, and I want to respect the customs, the tradition. I know most of you will be quite busy, occupied with family, friends, doing your final arrangements. And so I think it would be better if I go live today on a Tuesday. So greetings again to each and every one of you. We have a death here in Dangriga. I want to say my deepest condolences to the family of the brother, Mr. Kelly. And while I'm at it, for those of you tuning on tonight, just take a moment of silence to just reflect on life, reflect on those who have gone before us, those who will not get to spend Christmas with us, those who will not bring in the new year with us. So just a moment of silence. Thank you all. Life is short. Life is short. Let's appreciate it. Let's be mindful of how we treat each other on a day-to-day basis. Life is really short. We know not the time, we know not the hour, we don't know how, we don't know when, we don't know where. So let's keep that in mind, all right, as we march into 2026. Several things we're going to touch on tonight. Again, I will have Dr. Gwen Nunez Gonzalez join me tonight. We will be pressing on talking about issues that we're facing here in Dangriga and what we can do to make things better for ourselves. I will share a video, and after this video, I will be right back, and hopefully with Gwen.
Let the drums beat on. Play Jungle play, play Jungle play. The annual Happy America Competition 2025 returns to Dangriga. One Niagara, a powerful celebration of Garifuna culture, rhythm and tradition. Ecumenical High School Auditorium, Dangriga, Friday 26 December 2025 at 4 p.m. Come experience the thunder of the drums, the energy and the fancy footwork of the dancers, and the spirit of our ancestors in Dangriga's second largest cultural event of the year, featuring Wanaraga groups and cultural performance from across Belize. Come and be a part of the cultural tradition. Team, let the drums beat on. General admission $20, reserve $30, and children $10. Habina Hawa Naragwa competition hosted by Habina Hawa Naragwa Steering Committee, HWSC, Dangriga. Come celebrate who we are. Come feel the drums. Come be a part of the legacy. For more information, contact us at HWSC at 673-8297. Ifia or sword sponsors, Minister Anthony Mala and the Belize Tourism Board. Wababa, Crown sponsors, Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Colonel Hyde and the Ministry of Natural Resources. Wanaragwa, Musk, National Institute for Culture and History, Niche. Ribbon, King Cyril Uruwei and Ubafu TV. Honorable Dr. Louis Zabane and the Dangriga Town Council. Tuane Garifuna, Yahweh, Shell, PGTV, Boss Peters, and Harrison Bernardes. See you there! Higogo Hasari Hawama, Habina Hawanarwa, preserving and enhancing a regional Garifuna cultural tradition.
What's the best case scenario for Dangriga concerning Commerce by Port?
I would ditch Belize City and keep it as a small port and have Dangriga be that hub to service the rest of the country and neighboring countries. If those guys are thinking on a national development level, then they could maximize the use of that natural deep-water port.
Dangriga has been waiting for over 20 years for such an initiative to happen.
This is one dead race project, or there are people involved in this project the government doesn't want us to know.
We know in time to come what will ooze out of this development.
We're in the National Assembly of a sovereign nation trying to decide whether or not we will approve this bill, and we don't know who these funders are.
I must say that that is something that I can look forward to.
If the current developer cannot fulfill his obligations to the funders, will come and take over our port.
I am so grateful that it is finally come to pass.
That is dangerous.
As a person coming out of Dangriga, if we have things of this nature, it will reduce crime.
Even though Legacy's principal, Raul Roca, is under investigation for his links to organized crime, and reports say there's a warrant for his arrest.
There are people funding this person who are in the wings waiting that if he fails, they step in. Who those people are, we don't know. What can the government do about that? Nothing.
And I want to, with a sincere heart, support this bill.
Madam President, I urge the rest of my colleagues to support this bill as I support it as well.
Who are these people, Madam President? Who are these funders that we don't know about? Who are these people in the shadows, in the wings, waiting to take over in the event that this developer doesn't succeed? We need to know.
Coastline, a pine ridge forest, and the Maya Mountains as a backdrop. There are few places as picturesque as Commerce Bight, about a mile and a half south of Dangriga. But it also has the deepest waters of any port in Belize.
Many Belizeans are unaware that Commerce Bight is the only natural occurring deepwater port in Belize.
And that's why tourism investor Basilio Zabane is spearheading a $50 million Belize dollar pocket tourism and luxury yacht project. Ground was broken on Friday with the area rep, the Prime Minister, and the Minister of Tourism in attendance. Zabane and his company, Southern Deep Port Development Limited, will have to find $50 million. It is something that will be able to find financing to reach completion.
Yeah, as you know, and you're well read and in tune, $50 million is pittance for these types of projects these days, and it's a lot of money is out there, and we believe that I think Belize is a hot destination, and there are investors out there who would want to invest their money into Belize.
To be able to uplift it.
And a big part of stoking that investor confidence is contained in this document. The Parliament approved public-private partnership, which makes the government more than a vested interest. They're a shareholder. I saw the PPP agreement that you all drafted for him. The concessions are very lavish. How do you justify those?
But it is nothing different than what other previous governments have done. Actually, we cut it down, and that is why it was sent back at least times in cabinet, because we felt it was way too much.
That was August 2024, and 9 months later, in May of 2025, Raul Roca's Legacy Holding announced that it was, quote, formally engaged to, quote, spearhead the conceptual and technical oversight of the new state-of-the-art port facility in Dangriga. Another release said Legacy Holding has completed the initial regional study aimed at evaluating the tourism potential of the area surrounding the future site of the Dangriga port. And that site is still up. But this morning, the project's parent company sent out a remarkable release saying basically they didn't know. The release says, quote, it came to our attention yesterday that Legacy Holdings of Mexico has information on a website promoting a project at Port of Dangriga. This is unauthorized, and we have requested that they remove the information immediately. Now we note that if you search for the Port of Dangriga or Dangriga Cruise Port, the Roca site is the first one that comes up. The release goes on to acknowledge that Southern Deep Port Development, quote, had discussions with Legacy Holdings based on their stated interest in investment opportunities in Belize. These discussions started in April and ended in September of this year, and no business investment or partnership was established with them. But there must have been a mighty miscommunication which led to the development of this site, which remains live tonight. Even though Legacy's principal, Raul Roca, is under investigation for his links to organized crime, and reports say there's a warrant for his arrest. The coastline, a pine ridge forest.
Blessed greetings. Good night again, once again, everyone. December 23rd, 2025. I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting Dangriga Unmuted in any way, which form, right? With the applause, with the encouragement, with those of you who signed on religiously every Wednesday each time I am live. I want to acknowledge each and every one of you. We have some favorites. We have Hams Flores is our favorite. Josmel, Dave Newton. We have Miss Queeling. Miss Helen Queeling. I want to acknowledge you. I want to acknowledge Mr. Castillo and Mrs. Castillo. I want to acknowledge each and every one of you who, Mr. Joseph, so many people who would see me and, you know, express their appreciation for Dangriga Unmuted. So here's how we're going to start this off. I have some tickets to give away for the Habinaha Wanaragwa competition. I have Gwen setting up. She's gonna join me anytime now. I'll probably have to give her a call. My brother from PG, greetings to you. Greetings to you, my brother. Greetings. Wilma here. Yeah, so while I'm waiting for Dr. Gwen Nunez Gonzalez, let's give away a ticket for the Habinaha Wanaragwa competition. Now, the first question is, and let me say how this will work. Let me make sure I have on my Bluetooth so that everybody could hear. You will have to call, all right, if you want to secure a ticket for this year's Habinaha Wanaragwa. All right, I have Gwen with me. Let me add Gwen, make sure she's on. I'm still going to give away a ticket before I officially start with my sister Gwen. Gwen, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Good, very good. So let me add you to this live, and then you'll help me give away this ticket. Are you going to be the MC this year? They can't hear you. You're not live yet.
Oh, yes.
You're the MC again. All right.
Love it.
Excellent. So let's, I almost didn't add you because your name come up as Surusia Gwen. And I just recognize that Surusia mean doctor. I was saying who this person from my live. All right, folks. Thanks again for joining. I have Gwen Nunez Gonzalez, Dr. Gwen Nunez Gonzalez, Surusia Gwen. I'm going to give you the opportunity to just greet the folks in just a bit, but make a fine-tune things here. I have to make sure that you look good on the screen. So let's see here. Hope you guys out there are having a fantastic evening. Just bear with me as I tweak up Gwen's screen so she could share this screen equally. There we go. So good night once again, everyone. So Gwen, here's what we're going to do. Since you're joining me tonight, before you introduce yourself, we could get in all of that. This is unscripted, right? We don't have to go by traditions and all that. So because you will be the MC this year for Habinaha Wanaragwa, I will ask you to ask our audience the first question, right? Where I make them win a ticket for this year's Habinaha Wanaragwa. Are you ready? You don't have your question ready?
Yeah, I have the question ready.
All right. Give me 1 second here. So guys, good night again. A pleasant good night to each and every one of you. Compliments of the season. We're almost a way out of 2025. I still can remember last New Year. It was just like yesterday, Dr. Gwen. So here's how we're going to start this. So Gwen, I want to ask you to ask the audience whatever question you have in your head, and whosoever win or answer the question will win a ticket. I have 4 adults ticket to give away tonight and 2 children's ticket. So get ready. Go ahead, Gwen.
All right. Give us the names of the 3 seniors, the 3 elders who were part of the idea to start Habinaha Wanaragwa.
So give the name of the 3 elders. We are talking about the original members, yes?
Yep.
All right. To win a ticket to this year's Habinaha Wanaragwa, give the name of the 3 elders, the originators of this event, Habinaha Wanaragwa. The number to call is 949-682-5629. Let me put that on the screen. That's 949-682-5629. To win a ticket to this year's Habinaha Wanaragwa competition, you will list the 3 names of the individuals, the 3 original individuals who came up with this event. So, while we're waiting for our folks to connect with us, I will ask you, Dr. Gwen, to just introduce yourself. Most people, most of our audience, I will assume that they know you. And, but it's always good to see something that you know people might not know about you. So I ask you to include that in your introduction. The mic is yours.
Well, that would have be. But nonetheless, Brit Guyon, buenas noches, greetings. I'm glad to be in this space. Lumanamule, King Uruwei. Well, I am a child of Hopkins, born there, and also a child of beautiful Dangriga. I was the one who actually came up with that idea because of being involved in the media and
I
wanted something
remember.
to stand out. So I used to deal with the weather, use an adjective based on the weather, but sometimes the news is recorded on a rainy day and it would be aired then and then they would air it again next morning, no more rain. So I said no, I have to work on on an
A
adjective
tagline.
that will be neutral. So I thought about lovely, and then I said, no, this town is beautiful. So beautiful Dangria. I attended Holy Ghost. My primary school started at Hopkins, Holy Family, then Holy Ghost, then ecumenical junior college, and then I obtained a scholarship to the USAID, that's the government of the United States, and then I went to study in Florida, came back home, did teachers college, and then I enrolled in the master's program at through the University of North Florida, and then I did my doctorate through Nova Southeastern University. What love the most, and people are always surprised, I love calm. Early morning, I
Calm
will
as in
be
peace.
calm as in peace. I make sure in the morning I get up and I out the fan. I want silent, silent, so that helps me to recoup. I do my devotion, and then before I hit the road to do my workout. I love, I love human empowerment, and I love when I see others excelling. I love when I am able to make a difference in the lives of others. Hence, my reason for being very involved in my community. From when I was about 16, I'm 57 now, through the National Garifuna Council and other organizations. I am, I believe that I'm more a spiritual person than a religious person. I believe that religion helps us to get to a means in terms of your spiritual rootedness. So I consider myself more spiritual than and religious. I am very much involved in my community because I want to be a part of the change. In my program of studies, I learned that I cannot save the world. First thing my professor said, because I had so many topics in my head. He said you cannot save the world after you graduate. So try to zoom in on what you're passionate about. And that has helped me to refocus on what I do in life. So I don't try to save my whole community or save a whole, no. I know that I cannot do that. I've tried that, and that has not worked. So I try to focus on what I can do and stay in my lane in terms of that and be the best that I can be within that path. It doesn't mean that I don't divert at times to help those on the other path and whatever I can contribute to enhance what they're doing. But I am very blessed to be in a community that has helped me to grow and have embraced me. I was also in Belmopan as an education officer. I retired from the Ministry of Education. I was a teacher at a primary school, Sacred Heart Infant. Then I went to, then from there I was principal, teaching principal at St. Augustine RC in Middlesex. And that was the time when they didn't have any transportation for teachers like now, right? But I embraced it and I don't regret ever going. It helped me to connect with other people of other cultures and see life from a whole different perspective, and allowed me to embrace what I have and who I am. And then I was tasked by my grandmother as well to ensure that Garifuna culture survives. I was like, what? Nuge nugget? Kayo hada ge sumbe baya. Kawag nuge baluwe. I said, what, my grandmother of all her grandchildren? Why me? She said, because she knows I can do it. I said, I don't have the patience. I don't even have the intelligence. My grandmother was an intelligent human being, Marcella Lewis. And they said, no, put your faith in God and you'll be able to do it, and patience will come over time. So I'm very much involved in cultural preservation. I have written books. I've helped in translation in many ways. I've helped voice the ads as well. So, in a nutshell, that's what I do. I am
You
the
have a
co-chair
you have
Garifuna
a lot
Language
you
Mission.
have a lot under your belt, Dr. Gwen. And
Yes.
thank you for sharing all of that. I'm sure there are some of what you listed with a long list of qualifications. I know some of our people are not aware of some of the things that you do, and I want to take this opportunity to encourage all of you, Garifuna Creole, if you want to, if you're interested in the Garifuna culture, you're interested in learning the language. Dr. Gwen has written some books, as she has mentioned. So go online. They could find these books online, right, Dr. Gwen?
Well, I'm working on that. I've gotten the link, and my friends have agreed to support me. So that's our project for January, to get
I
my
am
publications online.
sorry, Dr. Gwen. I'm getting messages that we're getting audio feedback. So what I'll do, if you all could just bear some patience, I'm gonna run a video just to buy some time while I make minor adjustments here.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. I want to thank each and every one of you who've been messaging. I wasn't noticing the messages. So let's take a quick break, Dr. Gwen, and we'll be right back.
No problem, Namale.
Let the drums beat on. Play jam gonna play jam gonna play. The annual Habila America competition 2025 returns to Dangriga. One Niagara, a powerful celebration of Garifuna culture, rhythm and tradition. Ecumenical High School Auditorium, Dangriga, Friday 26 December 2025 at 4 p.m. Come experience the tone of the drums, the energy and the fancy footwork of the dancers, and the spirit of our ancestors in Dangriga's second largest cultural event of the year, featuring one-hour groups and cultural performance from across Belize. Come and be a part of the cultural tradition. Team, let the drums beat on. General admission $20, reserve $30, and children $10. Habina Hawanarwa competition, hosted by Habina Hawanarwa Steering Committee, HWSC, yeah, Dangriga. Come celebrate who we are. Come feel the drums. Come be a part of the legacy. For more information, contact us at HWSC at 673-8297. Ifia or sword sponsors, Minister Anthony Mala and the Belize Tourism Board. Wababa, Crown sponsors, Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Colonel Hyde and the Ministry of Natural Resources. Wanaragua, Musk, National Institute for Culture and History, Niche. Ribbon, King Cyril Uruwei and Ubafa TV. Honorable Dr. Louis Zabane and the Dangriga Town Council. Tuane Garifuna, Yahweh, Shell, PGTV, Boss Peters, and Harrison Bernardis. See you there! Higogo Hasari Hawama, Habina Hawanarwa, preserving and enhancing a regional Garifuna cultural tradition.
All right, folks, we are back. My engineers, Crad Flo, Brother Jerry Enriquez, how we stand? You know, I love this, Gwen, because whenever I come live, I have my behind the scenes engineers who volunteer, right? So once something that we have any glitch, we have a behind the scenes engineer. Let me know that you guys can hear us clearly. Dr. Gwen, just give me some audio feedback so I could ask my engineer what they're hearing.
All right, they can hear you loud
Better.
and clear.
Now, one second. Now I'm hearing the echo that they were hearing. It's on your end. Okay.
How about now?
Try again.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Sure. Is that better, folks? I think we got it now. Hopefully, I'm not hearing any feedback. So our pass fare cars, I put the number on top. For those of you, I gave a comment earlier that says somebody, it's a lot better, Crowd Flow. Thank you, my brother. That someone won the ticket, but friends, family, brothers and sisters, you know, half a car lean, man. Right? This that time for Gwen, you have to teach me Garifuna, but that time for me Ulowa Fedoha, right? So we want to hear each other's voice. Now, the question Dr. Gwen was asking, name the three founders, the core founders of Habina Wanaragua. The number is on the screen, 949-682-5629. WhatsApp. If you're in the States, you could call direct. I highly recommend WhatsApp though. So to win a ticket, this is for an adult, right? I'll give you a ticket for adults and for children. In the meantime, between time, I'm here with Dr. Gwen Nunez, and we have some really deep conversations tonight, Dr. Gwen. I want to, you introduced yourself earlier. I want to give this short story as to how this came about, why you're here. I met my dear sister Gwen not too long ago at one of those supermarkets, and I was saying to Gwen, I said, my sister, how do you feel about the plight of Dangriga, what we're facing here in Dangriga? We have a myriad of a list of things we can talk about. And what can we do about it? How can we get our youths more involved, for them to be aware of what's keeping them down, right? How we can hold ourselves accountable, how we can get youth participation, how we can connect with our elders, with those who are in leadership position. So those are some bullet points, some of those topics we're going to be talking about. But while we go deep into it, Dr. Gwen, let me take a look at the comment before we move on. And then, all right. So here's my first question to you. And first and foremost, I have to thank you. I have to thank you for taking up the challenge to be here, to share your time with us. This is going to be the last episode for 2025. And I really wanted to close off in a way for us to reflect, not for us to attack, but for us to have a heart-to-heart conversation about what we are facing here in Dangriga. So here's my first question to you. And for those of you listening, if you want to win ticket for the Habina Wanaragua, you can call in anytime. The number is on the screen, 949-682-5629. Gwen, there was an organization called Search, which you was a part of. My memory takes me back to Search because you, my sisters, Maka, Fino Maka, may he rest in peace, were exemplary teenagers at that time when my head must have just stepped on the knee. And Search was an admirable organization, at least for me looking in from the outside. What does Search mean? This is a twofold, maybe even threefold question. What does Search mean? What was that organization about? And how do you feel if you should fast forward starting from your Search days all the way up to 2025? What do you see in terms of the state of Dangriga, how we are living, how responsible we are, how careless we are, how involved we are in building each other? So let's start with Search.
All right. So Search was a Christian-based youth organization attached to the Catholic Church. And the primary focus and the motto was searching for Christian maturity. And the focus of Search was to build you spiritually and also to create leaders. So we used to have, first of all, to become a searcher, you had to be a part of a weekend. So we call that Search Weekend. So you lock down at the search center from Friday night, and then you go home Sunday evening, right? Or maybe Sunday night after mass. That organization helped me and many others to focus on your spiritual growth. Although we're learning about the Catholic faith, but it wasn't like stressing more the Catholic faith, but more building your character through a spiritual rootedness. We used to go to different training for leadership. We had youth jamboree. The youth jamboree gathered hundreds, thousands of young people from north to south, and we visited this country, right? Seeing other places and learning about leadership, learning about self empowerment, learning about networking, and partnering among ourselves. And we are all grown, and many of us are leaders. We were successful young people because we had each other's back. That was one focus for Search. We were a family. That is why we would end up at all our houses. So you were young, we used to duck up at Antilili. We eat, we drink, we talk, we fellowship. We go drop each other, Then we go drop again. So that bonding. So we're all grown, but when we need each other, Namule Uruwei, I can call a searcher, and then I get that support. Now that I'm older, I see the connection, like those people in the lodge, although I'm not a lodge member, but the little that I have noticed, that the support that they give each other is the same thing that we do. It doesn't matter where we are. Once we need each other, that support. So Search was able to build character, give you a place of belonging, because you may have a rough week on Friday. When you hit that search center, the knowledge, the support, you can just air out. It was a place of therapy. And we had older searchers and we had younger ones. I am always eternally grateful to my brother, Eddie J. Webster. Being a member of Search, and Eddie J was one of the older searchers who empowered us. We had our leader, Sister Clara Fasisi. Man, I can't say enough about her. That nun saw in me what I didn't see in myself. So she became like another mother figure. God bless the dead. And even into my adult life, she was always involved in what I'm doing and caring. When she comes, that guidance. And so, but here we have Eddie J. Eddie J taught us to think, to be strategic in our movement. Eddie J taught us how to coordinate ourselves, our thoughts, our minds, so that we can effectively make a difference. He taught us to have a voice, because as as talkative, I would say, as I am, as vocal as I am, I wasn't this way in terms of a huge audience. But Sister Claire helped me to face an audience. Eddie J helped me to be vocal, but treated vocally, because my mouth, whatever come in my head, I don't say it. But he taught me how to, and through Search, how to make sure that I am an effective speaker. That don't everything you come in your head, you how you rackle it off. You have to try to figure out how you are going to present. And so I learned that from Eddie J. You're still there?
I am.
Okay. So Search empowered young leaders to also give of themselves to their community. So we visited the elderly. We used to go and help them clean their houses. We found out their birthdays. We find a cake and we take the cake to their house and we celebrate to them, celebrate with them, and help them out, and even just to listen to them. So that's what Search created. So it helped to build character, and I'm grateful that I joined Search, because without Search, I wouldn't be the Gwen I am today. It has molded me into becoming this mature thinker as I move on my journey in whatever I do.
Now, Gwen, I remember vividly. I have my memory. I have vivid memories. I have some vague memories. The way you all used to conduct yourselves, right? I have at some point been in that circle with ignorance. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, fast forward to 2025. I remember Dr. Cass As mentioned, my sisters, the late Maka, there was a way in which all of you conducted yourselves. And I can look at all of you today. You have all become something great, greater than what I saw growing up. Immerse yourself in Dangriga. Take a bird's eye view. Now, compared to your days back in search, how would you compare today's day? Let's talk about our teenagers. Let's talk about the way we try to drive this town upward or downward. Give me the comparison. Before you start, I'm giving away tickets for the 1 hour competition. This is your time to win a ticket to the Habinaha 1 hour for this Friday, the 26th. All right. The question was, Gwen, you want to give them again?
Name the 3 elders who are part of the original committee for the Habinaha 1 hour. Should I give them a hint or?
The founders. And
Yeah.
folks, you have to call the number on the screen. If you comment, that not count. We try and make this thing interactive, right? Become a part of the conversation. I know some people shy, you don't want to hear our voice, but you have to call in to win. So you have to list the 3 elders. You want to give them a hint, Gwen?
Hint.
Mm-hmm.
One has passed on. Hint.
All right. So we are left with one hint for now.
One hint.
Name the 3 elders of the originators of the Habinaha 1 hour competition. Now, going to my question.
Yes, so
Make
back to
we
the
vibe.
question. So,
Right? Back to the question.
Yeah, so first I started with search, then no. As a youngster in Dangriga, like I said, we were very involved. We even got so of my crew even got involved with politics as teenagers, but for me it wasn't for me. I followed until, but they're not for me. But compared to now, we had a communal mindset. We were for our community and we moved together. No, and we had a good value system that we rooted ourselves on, right? The idea that you would go and disrespect an elder or act unruly around an elder or use profanity around an elder was like, what? No, man, that's a no. No, they see you, they do what they have to do. Then even if you're there, they say, "Oh, sorry, Miss Gwen, excuse me, Miss Gwen." So they thought. So no, the most of the youngsters are focused on individual growth, not the communal growth. That's what I've observed in my tongue. And whereas as the young people in search, it was rare that a searcher would fail in academic work because the search center, we gathered and we studied together. So if you're good in math, so you tutor somebody who is struggling in math. It doesn't matter which class you're in, which class they are in. If somebody is struggling in English, literature, and whichever subject area, there was always a searcher who would be there to provide that tutoring and that support that we needed. And that helped us to excel academically. And like I said, ADJ was at the forefront for us. How you do at school? How things you go? Something used to get by my nerves, and I know I like to you. It does get by my nerves. Then and I say that it get by my nerves, but I know he was at a point where he wanted the best, and so he helped us to guide. So there was this like mentor figure for us. So I am not seeing a lot of it. There is to a certain extent, yes, continues in our community, but I don't see to a large extent.
If
And I
I may
believe,
ask, Gwen, it's amazing. It's just so you give me. I'm actually going back, visualizing what you're sharing, and I want to keep in mind the reason for tonight's discussion, for tonight's episode. Really and truly walking into 2026, exiting 2025. I wish we had something like search today, but now that we don't, what do you think is Dangriga's problem? Because we do have a problem here in Dangriga. Why do we remain stagnant in many areas?
well, like I was taking on this journey of the past, then I'm going into the present, right? So the values and that support system in that time has helped us to know to this time, right? So there isn't a search anymore, but I believe that what has contributed to our downfall is multifaceted, because whereas we were taught to empower and build and be self-sufficient and self-reliant, this this new era has also helped through the education system contribute to our downfall here in Dangria. The, the politics of the day has also contributed to our downfall. Racism has also contributed to our downfall. In terms of the education system, when you look at um, our parents, like my uncle, academically, they were smart, but they were also sent to learn a trade. So they could handle the Western knowledge, but they were
Mhm.
also good at their hands, because in the afternoon and weekend they were sent to learn a trade. When you learn a trade or something outside of academic, it helps to build you, because you have something else to refocus on, and also something that can help you economically. Now the education system has failed us because of the governance in mindset that farming, they look down on farming, because even when I spoke to Yao Astin, he also said that he had the same experience. They say, oh, you fail? Baby Arab, we win a farm,
Mhm.
right? As if farm was a bad thing. I remember my dad told me that, and you fail, you're going to farm. So it has this um, negativeness on it, because the
Yeah.
farm are bad thing. Because you fail academic, you go in a farm, right?
Need
It
Arab.
wasn't like something that was paired with the academics. So
Mhm.
that has contributed to our downfall, I would say, because when you now look at food security, now that I'm older and I can analyze things, right? I said my dad told me that because that was what he was taught. Then speaking to your Austin, he also mentioned it, right? Um,
Mhm.
even the holidays shifted, because my mom explained that like the time of the holiday, it helped the whole family to go to farm. But when that died down, and then another thing also, the expansion, urbanization, the expansion of communities, depriving people of their farms. Like where I'm living right now in Dangriga, this was a farmland, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
also in terms of education system, it did not empower you to value yourself as a Garifuna, as a Maya, as a Creole, right? It did not empower you because during my studies, I found out that they were charged and they were not allowed to speak their their native tongue on the school
Mm-hmm.
compound. And for the Garifuna community, because that's what I really studied, and I learned as I went along about it that the plight was across the board, right? They have to speak the Queen's English, and
Mm-hmm.
the Garifuna um, parents were told to speak English to their children, and also this plucking out of our intelligent men out of the Garifuna communities by the Catholic Church to go and evangelize is that's how I have started to come to my own conclusion, because since 3 years ago I've been doing a study interviewing families of those men who were sent out and the effect on cultural erosion. So that's what I am looking at, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they were plucked out of their communities and sent into other communities outside of the Garifuna communities. And now, in terms of linguistic ability, some of them didn't learn to speak Garifuna, although they understand. There are a few who were able to pick up the languages as they went along, awesome. And they also spoke Garifuna. But many that I've spoken to, they have the cultural disconnect because they were in the Mayan communities, the Hispanic communities, and not the Garifuna communities. So that has also helped in the erosion of our communities. Then the politicians have taken a twist, and it is sad because now politics has divided families. Some the UDP, some the PUP, they don't talk to each other. And then this handout, Namule, this handout, instead
Mm-hmm.
of helping, instead of helping to be self-sufficient and empower themselves so they could handle their families, there's this dependency on the politician to give handouts.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there's a generation after next generation after next generation, I say, of lost people. Then I look at my community, Dangriga. I keep saying the changing face of Dangriga. I have told many of my Garifuna people and many of my Dangrigans who are not Garifuna that we have lost our tongue. When you do not have the economic empowerment, Namule, we will always be the yesa. So, but the some of the politicians, some of the leaders, not only in the political too, but some of the leaders in whatever other capacity, they have not been successful to a great extent of empowering people. And this is where I believe the mind shift has to happen for us to get a grip of ourselves and see what is happening. Because here we are, depending on those who we have elected to be fair, to look after the interests of our community. But at times we notice it doesn't happen. Then we hear, oh, this, how comes this, how comes? Where are the leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are the leaders? Because then um, some people say, what do you do? You cannot always point on the citizens who are struggling day by day to make sure that food is on the table, to make sure that they are successful based on this definition of success that we're given, right? When I look at it and looking at how we grew up, we were rich, Namule.
Mm-hmm.
Look at our parents who built their houses without a loan.
Yeah.
That have to be richness. They had their farms. We were never hungry. And if our parents are not at home, your aunt or your uncle or somebody's your neighbor, everybody fed you. That
Mm-hmm.
communal mentality that we have generally lost. It still is, because there's still a few of us who look after each other, but we have lost it. The new generation, um, some of them, because I never to generalize, some of the new generation, they are so materialistic
Hmm.
that there's a competition now. Who have the loudest speaker? Who have the biggest this? The shoes, the foot, they bling, but the brain not the bling. The tennis, they bling far, they like the hand, but the brain is not there. So this mind shift has to happen for us to ensure that we mobilize to demand. Look at the story of Pantaleon Hernandez, Thomas Vincent Ramos, CJ Benguche, right? Grandma Musha, Mr. Aveloy. We have a November 19th because they didn't give up, and they were able to harness their energies and mobilize to make a difference and to demand for their communities. But because of our political affiliation and our yesness to the politician, to the political system, so they're not only to the politician, no, the political system, because I've seen some politicians who honestly want to do better for the community, but because
Mm-hmm.
the parties are partisan and not communal, then we are where we are today. So we become diehard because either
Yeah.
diehard PUP could do stupidness, our stand by there because that's my party. Either diehard UDP could do stupidness, our stand by there because that's my party. Where is it that we can come and stand together and fight for something and say, this is what we want, you're running up, this is what we expect you to deliver. And if they not deliver, we harness your resources and get them out. The political system is there. We have to be a part of it because that is the system to select our leaders. No, we on who are in the community and
Gwen,
trying to open
I hope
eyes.
you're not gonna forget where you're stopping because I almost don't want to stop. Um, some are informing me that the number is not working. I want to make sure that for those who,
Mm.
some people intentionally came online to win tickets, I want to acknowledge them. So I'll change the number. I'm not sure why it's not working. Let's try 614-7692. I'll put that on the screen right here. That's 614-7692. If you want to win a ticket to Habinaha Wanaraga competition, try on WhatsApp 614-7692. You could also call direct as well and get a chance to win a ticket. The question that Sister Gwen asked is, name the 3 founders of the Habinaha Wanaragua
Yeah,
competition. I
yeah, the
got a
key
missed call
elders.
from Crowd Flow. Try calling again, my brother. So, listen, this is Dangriga Unmuted. We unmute the truth, we demand change. I have with me my dear sister, beloved sister and friend, Dr. Gwen Chanel. I don't remember all of the name Gwen. I would want to hear all of it tonight.
Gwen Marie Paula Chanel.
Gwen, I love you, man. I really do. With a hit, okay, let me answer this call. Carla, good night. This is Dangriga Unmuted. Yes, you can try, but before you try, I want you to tell me where you're calling from and just give me your name, just your first name. You are here in Dangriga and your name is? Joy Diego. Joy Diego, good night to you, my dear. Give it a try. So, just so we're on the same page, the question is name the 3 founders of the Habinaha Wanaragua competition. Go. Mr. Roy Cayetano. The late Jerry's Valentine. And Mr. Kashan Nunez. Is that correct, Gwen?
Richard.
Dr. Gwen said it's correct. I'm not hearing you for some reason. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. There are 3 elders who are part of
Yes,
the original.
Gwen, for some reason your audio gone off. Give me a thumbs up. That's correct. Yes. All right, Joy Diego, you have won yourself a ticket, an adult for the adult ticket to go to the Habina Hawanaga competition. Do me a favor, message this number and just message me your name. Thank you and have a good night. All right, Gwen, let's see. I think my Bluetooth probably switched. No, it's not. Gwen, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I am not getting... One second, folks. Gwen, try again.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? I am hearing you. I am hearing you.
Okay, good. I can hear you.
No,
So Joy Diego just won herself a ticket to the Habina Hawanaraga competition. Congrats again, Miss Diego.
Joy.
Yeah, I will give you the instructions as to how to secure your ticket. Don't forget to send me a message at 614-7692. We'll ask another question pretty soon, Gwen, but let's get back to the topic at hand. You were touching on some very serious points.
Yes, so I believe that in terms of the politics, the parties have to look at the community, and the manifesto is important, Maybe can be a guide, but you cannot sacrifice the community for a manifesto, and that's the way how I see it from both parties. Right? There's a manifesto that should happen, that should be issues on that should be addressed, and where do we fit in? And I have had family members in both parties, and the divide that it has caused. For example, we were young. My uncle, God bless the dead, Solomon Lewis, ran up for the United Democratic Party. In my small village of Hopkins, our own family members tortured us, threw phrase on us as children. We don't got nothing for it, Not poor children, And then you see brothers and sisters not speaking to each other. But we're not the movers and shakers of the party. But those who are able to get inside of the parties, they will tell you that it's more partisan.
Yeah.
They focus on the well-being, on the image of the party, and it doesn't really wholesomely embrace the needs and the opportunities of our people on the ground, we in the community. No.
You know what I see, Gwen, if I may interrupt for just a couple seconds. What I don't want to miss, and what I would like to put on the table for us to consider as well, because this is a serious problem that we overlook and we take for granted. I mentioned about 2 shows ago that let's just say you are given $50 to vote or $200 to vote. If you divide that, let's go with the highest, $200. If you divide that by 365 days, you get less than 1 cent. For putting an individual for about 5 years. So I said that now to say this, right? We have in our midst a handful of us who these politicians know, these movers and shakers, the ones that finance campaigns. We have individuals who are generals in the People's United Party. We have individuals who are generals, elders in the United Democratic Party. Both parties have their people. And these people, every 5 years or every 3 years from municipal election, come out and do what they're supposed to do. They have a mandate. I'm saying this because I really want us to touch on that. We need to be aware of the decisions that we are making every election time. Make we start think long term, because our children are taking our examples. They see how this game is played. All right. Before you keep on, Dr. Gwen, I want to acknowledge those who have been commenting. I won't be able to read all the comments, but to each and every one of you, thank you all for joining tonight and participating. Cradflow, Dr. Gwen, one of my favorites, Rebecca Castillo. Thank you for Dr. Gwen for bringing light to what truly broke us down as a community. Much appreciated. Tanya Kayatana, politics is dividing families. But with so many educated people in our community, why aren't they getting it? Why aren't they getting it? Thank you, my sister. Why aren't they able to see beyond the blue and red? Don't get it. I agree with you 100%. Waruguma Rodriguez, I agree with you, Dr. Gwen. My grandparents had a farm. Talking about the farming, Cradflow. Bella Akal, good night. Painy Giniabi, great conversation. Don Cass, good night to you. Charlie Marr, my brother, you have a... I concur with you, Dr. Gwen, but both governments took the bread from the mouth of our people for years. The Forgotten South was the melting pot of the entire country of British Honduras for years. I can confidently say that Dangriga has 5 to 6 major industries throughout the country, the entire country. Toledo District had about the same, and that too was taken away from them. The Deepwater Port throughout the entire country was closed down from us. And I believe that Jetty Pier was used as their political bargaining chip to destroy us. There is more to this issue, and our people has to be educated towards a positive change. We, the people, have to make the changes. Absolutely, my brother. I thank you for your comment. Thank each and every one of you for your comment. What else do we have? One more. Warrior Carib Garifuna. Can we separate the politics from the reality on the ground? What will be our challenge for 2026-2029 agenda? I will suggest we demand transparency in what went down during the hijack of the Carib Reserve. What and who gave the green light to shut down Dangriga Jetty Town Pier? Thank you all for your comment. Remember, you can share the live. We're also live on YouTube if you want to put it on your big screen. Dr. Gwen, you heard the comments. What
Yes,
say you, my beloved sister?
There, some of the comments are right in line. Remember when I started, when I said we have leaders, people are busy earning making a livelihood, earning an income. Right? They don't have time to be checking on this and checking. So they have the faith that the leaders are to have been doing that. But it was not happening because things just started to slip from under us. And so when like a generation agagusha, when we wake up and realize, huh,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have this again, huh? What we elders will they do? What those who are ahead of us were doing, right? So like for example, like the JTPA, I don't know at what point we lost it. Suddenly I realized because I started to inquire, because I remember Mr. Michek Moema. I remember Yawastin. I
Mm-hmm.
remember Mr. Pablo Lambe. Solid men, right? By the wake up part, illegally they know. The office was there. I remember Labor Day used to be a big thing wrong there. And these men were movers and shakers in our community. And then all of a sudden, and then the pair was always busy. Then suddenly,
Mm-hmm.
that then I inquired, and voila, then we have a receivership. How you get to that, and so all this political ball games start to play. And then when you studied some more, you realize the depth of the politics within it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I went with a team, God bless the dead, um, Honorable Ivan Ramos. He wanted to open the port. I also went with him to a meeting with some investors in Spanish lookout because they would have preferred to ship from this port because of the debt. Then there was a study, and the stilt that has built there, it would have to be, dug out, but this
Mm-hmm.
is the deepest area, and then all the channel. So there was a whole study about it. And then when that was under Maka PUP, UDP
Mm-hmm.
came in, Honorable Frank Papa Mena also tried to get a team together, and I know that there were certain meetings as well involving the community in the cause and opening our eyes to what was really going down. So there are many of us who are not aware. So thanks to Papa, um, finding out and educating us on what really happened and how things were going down.
What really
So,
happened, Gwen?
so as far as I know, that there was the the port went into um, receivership from from one to one company, right? I'm trying to remember now how he end up there. I would have to go back 'cause that's so long. But I know that it went into this receivership, and then when Maka went and investigated about it, it wasn't something now that the community could have just taken over. So there was money involved and other transaction involved. So I think that the information would have to be precise for people to really understand. And at this time, I'm not prepared with the information to share like that, right? And I don't want to falsify any information. But I know it went into receivership because of somebody who got it along with their whosoever with ports and so, and to get it back, then that was a whole nother political process, and that's why we are where we are with it. So we lost that. Then but now reviving, but to me limited information again in terms of, because we ask who are all the investors.
Mm-hmm.
We not got all that information. I not got it. And I had asked and I
What?
didn't get all that information. So that's another homework that we have to do. But and then in terms of the the busyness and allowing things to happen, certain decisions are made at the council level that we are not privy to. We just see things happen. Some are good, some are bad. And then, for example, some of the decisions, I will take example, the the pavement of Jetipea Road. I go work out there, very good, but at what cost to the residents? And the paving of streets in our town, at what
Mm-hmm.
cost to the residents in terms of lack of drainage? The lack
Mm-hmm.
of drainage has caused tremendous emotional and financial constraint in the community. The other day, my brother, um, in November, we from when I was working at the district center and we still continued, I started something called cultural ambassador. The school selects a student who is showing interest in preserving the Garifuna language and culture, everything about Garifuna Dual. And then we select somebody from the community who has contributed significantly to the advancement of Dangriga, whether from a long time to now, because they had to be builders for us to see at this level. So this year we selected um, Mrs. Frances Benguche, who was a former mayor of this great town. When I went there, Mrs. Benguche was clearing out a lot of stuff from her downstairs. She said, and that had never happened because of the cementing of the jetty pier without proper drainage. So all the water and lady downstairs namule in a she yard and destroyed her stuff. And she's not the only person suffering because of street improvement without proper draining. I look at poor Auntie Tere. I'm not sure if you have been to Auntie Tere's yard when it rains. Auntie Tere can't even get in her downstairs. She yard full.
Hmm.
I stood there and I was like, what in disbelief? She said, "Learn that a suffer na mulelwa."
Yeah, this is negligence.
These are our
Gwen.
elders who don't have like a steady income like the movers and shakers, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they're suffering. So these are some of the plights that we face in our community. So because again, back to my point where they're leading down the road, right? The partisanship instead of the communal thinking, that's where we are. And another factor is the religious divide that is affecting us in our community, right? The pastors will talk about giving so much tithe, so much percentage, and some demand it from the followers, whether teachers or not. But how much of that is going back into building the community?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of religion bringing us together, it's tearing families apart as well. I have seen family members at a funeral at my Catholic church that I attend, standing outside, hurting, and
Hmm.
their family member is there in that casket, and the other families sitting to the front as the norm. They can't go because their church teaching does not allow them to get into this church where their families are. And well, culturally, that's a whole you need a whole show about it with the divide. because of lack of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So this divide has caused a brainwash. So even if sometimes communities are engaged in something, certain people cannot go because the church no condone that. The church don't encourage that, so they cannot go to build your community. So here we are. But I believe that there's always hope, because there are many of us who are making a difference in our community. We might not be on the media making proclamations, but there are many organizations that are trying to empower young people to make a difference. So hopefully they will be progressive and see the change. You have an organization like the Pablo Lambert Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
The Pablo Lambert Foundation offers scholarship, but it also has a communal empowerment component and a supportive component to the students, because they're expected to do community work. They're expected to maintain a certain GPA, and they're expected to be supportive of each other. During the summer, they are gathered and they go and do community service, and they are taken on trips so they can see other things, so they can believe that they can be different, that they
Mm-hmm.
can make a difference no matter what their circumstances. So we have to have a mind shift that we must not only depend on the leaders, that we are the leaders within ourselves, that
Yeah.
we are able to mobilize. And this dependency on, oh, the town council have to do it. At times, we are our own problem, because I remember when um, Mr. Kasha Nunez was mayor, I was on his team through Nemo, where we visited the town following the drain system, so they could have improved on the on the drainage, right? The big drains. When we went in certain areas, the same people in the community, and I still see it happening, throwing their garbage into the drain, clogging up the drain. So when that water backfires into the yard, where the town council do, you are your own problem. So you cannot blame the town
Yeah.
council. So we have to take a certain level of ownership on what is happening to us. For me, Saragange Street, first you said area Dangriga, a flood came, and I saw an our yard, my yard never full up, but our yard was filled with water. And I said, you know what? I cannot wait on the town council to help me save myself and my community. Simple, like in front of my yard. When Mr. Lorry comes to clean my yard, I expect him to clean in the front of my yard. Some of us sit, as I remember somebody tell me, oh, I take a job for the town council. No, the town council will never have enough money to run this town. Never. Right? That's where they network and they have partnerships to try to see what. But we are the partners with the town council. And until we see
Mm-hmm.
ourselves that way. So what I did, I said, you know what? Let me see how I can help myself and help those on my street to improve, so that our yards can be better in terms of flooding and lack thereof. So I went to DE and Sons, and I asked them how much it would cost to dig the drains from both sides on our street. And then I went to the town council so they can see what they can do to clear up the clogged up um, passageway for the water. Then I went to WASA, BWS, because they have to be a part of it. to see where the pipes cross. Then I went house to house on this block, and I said, I think we can help ourselves if we dig our drains, and then after that we try and maintain the drain so the water can flow, and so that we don't have this clog up. And those who could have, they gave me the funds. I put that together, went to DE and Sons, and DE and Sons dug our drain. BWS came, Mr. Sabal and his crew, and then they marked where the pipes crossed, and we dug our drain. So for a while, the water was flowing.
Gwen, I want to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. I like the direction we're going. I want to acknowledge those who are commenting online as well.
All right.
We're going to take a quick break. But before we go, Gwen, you want to help me out with another question? I'm giving away tickets for the Habinaha Wanaraga competition. We've given the first ticket to Miss Joy Diego, I believe. Congrats again, my dearest sister. If you want to win a ticket, this time what I'll do, I will incentivize you guys. I'm going to give away an adult and a child. Okay? Gwen, you have a question for me?
Yes. I want them to name the member of the Habinaha steering committee who has been there for a while and who has contributed as well through his music school.
So we're talking about one person.
One person.
All right. This person has a music school.
He's very much involved in Habinaha Wanaragwa.
Very much involved in Habina. I think I know that who this.
And he has also contributed prizes.
All right. So, folks,
on the back.
This individual is part of the Habinaha Wanaragwa steering committee to win 2 tickets, one for you and one for your child, or for any child you want to take with you. Name the member of the Habinaha Wanaragwa steering committee who has a music school. He's deeply Sewe, and I shouldn't have give pronouns, The person, right? So I don't know if they're male or female. Don't give them a hint. So the person is very involved in this community. And thank you for that question, Gwen, because I'll be honored to big up this individual. So that's the question, and the number to call is 614-7692. 614-7692. We are run this video, and then we'll be right back. Folks, we already have somebody with a call. Let's answer this. Carla, you're live on Dangriga. 1 second. Why you have to lower your TV or your phone or tablet. Kindly lower your device for me, Carla.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for calling. You're on Dangriga Unmuted Live. Tell me your name and tell me where to call from.
I call Fabaka Wag.
You're call Fabaka
Wag Wagirale.
Wagirale. All right, Wagirale. Somebody else is calling as well, but you are the first person to call. All right. Before you answer the question, how your Christmas season they go? Where are you for the Christmas?
Family, I'm on holiday.
Awesome. You're a teacher, I assume?
I work at the education office.
All right, and I ask you no more question. You tell me your name, just your first name if you don't mind.
Keisha.
Keisha. All right, Keisha. Now, what the question again? There is this individual who's part of the Habinaha Wanaragwa steering committee. He has been very involved in the community. He does a lot. He contributes. He has a music school. Who is he?
Jason Guerrero.
Mr. Jason Guerrero. Gwen is clapping. So yes, you won yourself 2 tickets to the Habinaha Wanaragwa competition. Do me a favor, send me a message to 614-7692. and I'll give you instructions as to how to obtain your ticket, include your name. Thanks again, and congrats to you. Enjoy your holiday.
You too.
Thank you.
Big up, Keish. Big up, big up.
Gwen, are you with me?
I'm with you.
For some reason, when a call comes in, I lose connection with you, but let me fix that.
Okay.
We're getting another call. I'm assuming they're calling for the ticket. Let me just check. Carla BT Guyon, you are on Dangriga Unmuted Live. Talk to me.
Is it Jason Gear?
It is, my dear, but then we had a caller before you who got the question correct. So try again, all right? I have more tickets to give away.
Okay, no problem.
Have a blessed night. Oh, someone is calling in again. Gwen, should we take this call?
Yes.
Let's take it. Carla BT Guyon, you're live on Dangriga Unmuted. Ida Biangi.
No, that's me. Why did it take the call?
All right, we'll talk again. I recognize this voice. Have a blessed night, my sister.
I did, but I'm too late. Not where I get Nunez go Jason Guerrero.
Well, you can always try again. We have more questions, my dear Ellie. BT Guyon. Good. So we're back. I say let me play this video, Gwen, and then we'll be right back. All right, folks. This is gonna be when we come back live again. This is gonna be our last segment, and I want to keep you up to late at night, Gwen. This has been great. I have to thank you before your exit, but let me run this video, and then we'll be right back.
Let the drums beat on. Play jam gonna play jam gonna play. The annual Habila competition 2025 returns to Dangriga. Wanarwa, a powerful celebration of Garifuna culture, rhythm and tradition. Ecumenical High School Auditorium, Dangriga, Friday 26 December 2025 at 4 p.m. Come experience the thunder of the drums, the energy and the fancy footwork of the dancers, and the spirit of our ancestors in Dangriga's second largest cultural event of the year, featuring Wanarwa groups and cultural performance from across Belize. Come and be a part of the cultural tradition. Team, let the drums beat on. General admission $20, reserve $30, and children $10. Habina Hawanarwa competition hosted by Habina Hawanarwa Steering Committee, HWSC, yeah, Dangriga. Come celebrate who we are. Come feel the drums. Come be a part of the legacy. For more information, contact us at HWSC at 673-8297. Ifia or sword sponsors, Minister Anthony Mala and the Belize Tourism Board. Wababa, Crown sponsors, Deputy Prime Minister Honorable Colonel Hyde and the Ministry of Natural Resources. Wanarwa, MASC, National Institute for Culture and History, Niche. Ribbon, King Cyril Uruwei and Ubafa TV. Honorable Dr. Louis Zabane and the Dangriga Town Council. Tuane Garifuna, Yahweh, Shell, PGTV, Boss Peters, and Harrison Bernardes. See you there! Higongo Hasari Hawama, Habina Hawanarwa, preserving and enhancing a regional Garifuna cultural tradition.
Folks, good night again. BT Guyon Hong Sumut. Greetings to each and every one of you. Live on Facebook, to those of you in the diaspora, Chicago, California, New York, G,
Cool.
I see you. Yes, they're in the cool. I'm here with my sister, my beloved sister and friend Gwen. She's also one of my mentors, someone I listen to, someone where I got to advice when I'm torn. Gwen, we talk about a lot. We talk about how we are being divided because of politics. We talk about, in a nutshell, how we as a people become complacent. We do the same thing every year, every 5 years, time after time. Um, Behind the scenes, we were talking, and one thing we agree on is that what we really and truly need are solutions. And I'm glad that you mentioned the Pablo Lambe Foundation. I want to big them up again. Miss Joyce Gaetano, and all her sisters and all of those involved. Mr. Jason Guerrero, Bandi Sereme, thank you for everything that you do for Dangriga. Mr. Guerrero, we not big up
Unsung
this man
hero,
enough.
boy.
You know,
Unsung hero. He's a one of them.
he's one of them. He's so giving. He's always there. When I launch my events, he's what can I do? You know, without a charge. So, Mr. Guerrero, we see you. We love you. Bandi Sereme. Let's get back to it, Gwen. Or let me just quickly go to the comments, see what we have here, and then we'll try to wrap this up. Before we exit, I will give away another ticket or two, maybe. So stay connected. Charlie Mar once more. If you follow the track from the Jetty Pier to the multi-purpose park and know the history of Dangriga, anyone can see that it was well designed by governments. Thank you, Charlie Mar, for your comment. Warrior Carib, Lakeland and Rivers Estate feels the pain because of the decision of what one man allowed to happen. He is referring to the blocking of the canal at the entrance of Jetty that's causing all these floods, all these areas to flood. You know, brothers and sisters, family, friends, to each and every one of you online, I am making it a habit to say, you know, we come on here, we come on live. You guys come to hear Dr. Gwen, Nunez, Gonzalez. You come to hear King Cyril Uruwei. But are we taking action? Are we being cognizant, mindful of all these things that we're raising, these issues that we're raising, and what we can do as individuals to make it different, to make it better, to bring about positive change or changes? All right. So before we close off, we are talking about solutions, Gwen. And I'm going to give away again another ticket or two. Gwen, you were saying.
Yes. So I believe that we have to have the mind shift. We can preach, we can hear many people, they can come and dump money to us, dump empty promises or promises fulfilled, anybody, any organization. But if we don't have the mind shift, we will be where we are today. We'll be worse off because we have to come together as a community and look at our issues holistically, right? And those who are in certain situations, I want them, everybody in that area will not be so docile that they don't want to do anything, right? Everybody won't have, there be some who want to rise up. So we have to have the bucket for them to rise up. The issue with the flooding, my brother has a land in that area. Even if it gets $1 billion, maybe need $1 trillion, that is swamp, and it's so deep that alligator land, right? Because the natural flow of the water is not there. it has been blocked. So where the water when you black up and happening exactly
Yeah.
what is happening. And I remember dengue a couple of years ago. Somebody from Ministry of Health told me, say, you know, Dangriga and Stanky dengue. And no one another rush happened again the other day. You know, he said it's because of the backlog of the water in that area. So that found they didn't get. That was the first time he actually
Mm-hmm.
opened my eyes. And I remember a resident came. He said they want to do something. I said, all right, Uno they suffer. I know they suffer. I know the situation. So I don't think if you come to me for take the lead, mobilize those who are suffering in your area, right? Mobilize the people in on the area, mobilize on yourself. Start right. And like what I say people, talk good, you know. But if you have a concern, Facebook good, you know. But if you have a concern, take it to the proper authorities. Let us hold our leaders in the town council, our mayors and our councillors. Let's hold them more responsible for what is happening in our town. We have an area representative. Let's make sure that we hold our area representative accountable for whatever it is that he or she is in charge of that will benefit us in our area. I think that we have been so caught up in whatever and so bribed that we are
Mm-hmm.
not seeing the power that we have. As Garifuna people, as Garifuna people, we are more than the waste that we shake, but we are
Yeah.
allowing ourselves to be seen like just that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like just that. For example, like when they were selecting the CEOs, right? When this present party came in, I noticed I say, we don't see one Garifuna CEO there. So I went online and I mentioned it, and I was trying to see how, what and who selects, and then they said that the prime minister have a hand. I mean, and that I was told. I said, so I'm trying to do me, and I said, Gamp and Facebook. I said, where is the multicultural representation? We know the day. Then afterwards, the father somebody there, just to make them make you shut up, I guess, and please wait.
Hmm.
All of we don't want to be CEO because they're not something I would want to do. All of we don't want to be governor general, they're not something I don't want to do. Because where I want to do, um, I want to on the ground with my people and push and try uplift them, make them uplift themselves. And when you deal with empowering the mind, they're not something you already look to see. Right? For example, I
Mm-hmm.
remember somebody that, oh, Honorable Silver Flores, I say you do not, I say you do nothing. I say, uno no see the landmarks that she has created in this town, so that when the tour guides they come, they have somewhere to stop in Dangriga, and that they can say, okay, this symbolizes this symbolizes that. I said, don't you know about the scholarship program that she has started, and many of you in this town received a scholarship, some of the children, not for her, but that is human empowerment. You can't readily see it. It will
Gwen, in
take
the
time.
interest of time,
Mm-hmm.
I want to focus on again. You keep bringing up a lot of great points. Now we have a development taking place at the Jetty Commerce Bite. The developer, as we all know, is Basilio Zabani. We also have development happening in front of Sacred Heart Church, Sacred Heart School,
Mm-hmm.
under the plea of tourism. What I see, um, as Warrior Carib has commented, if tourism if our era representative, if this government is investing in Dangriga, is opening that port and it's is for the people of Dangriga, by the way, this is a partnership whereby the public slash the government gets 20% and the developers or the developer gets 80% with his investors. So, and that's before tax. So that will not work well in our favor, not well in the favor of the people. We have a development happening in front of Sacred Heart and Sacred Heart School. How will Dangriga benefit? I have been asking this question for so long. How will we, the people, the community, benefit from Dangriga when our town is, there's nothing here for tourists? We can't depend on what's going to take place out there at Jetty and what's happening out there in front of Sacred Heart Church and Sacred Heart School when we have absolutely no details. It seems that a hotel will be right in front of Sacred Heart School based on the model, the sample that they put out. Restaurant might be out there, a bar might be out there. They will have booths. How do we know who will manage these facilities? How will we know who will get first preference when it comes to booths? How do we know what will happen at Commerce Bite and how it will benefit Dangrigana, everybody that Dangriga? We have heard in the news how one of the major individuals who was going to invest or who is likely investing in this sport is, quote unquote, according to the news, is a criminal. He's into transporting drugs. He's into different type of smuggling. He was actually charged for crimes in Mexico. So with that in mind, how do we know what will be coming in and out of our country, of Dangriga? More crimes. The people that will be hired, who will be hired? Is it Dangrigana? Is it Mexicans? Is it Guatemalans? We don't know. We do not know. So I am touching on this again to wake us up, for us to pay attention, for us to ask questions. Ask your era representative, ask your mayor, what's going on and how will the common people of Dangriga benefit from this quote-unquote tourism that's coming? What do we have here in Dangriga? Walk the streets of Dangriga. There's hardly anything here. And we need to be prepared. If we are talking about tourism coming to Dangriga, we just can't depend on Jetty and that development that's happening out there, because that will be controlled at all times. The people in the community will not be the ones that will be benefiting. So I want to hear from our era representative, Louis Zabane. I want to hear from Basilio. We keep making. Dr. Gwen, you've been amazing. You've been forthright. We're exiting 2025. And I want to be at my good behavior. But we have issues that we need to resolve. We need to make sure that Dangriga will eat, and Dangriga will eat as well as those who are in power.
So what?
Let's give away one more ticket, and then you give me your feedback, Dr. Gwen.
All right.
I depend on you for questions, you know.
Yes. So I got another question. Easy question. For the Habinaha Wanaragwa competition, they have camps, right?
Mm-hmm.
From my observation, because I started to MC not from the initial, because Mr. Anthony Zuniga used to be the MC. Then I joined him. Then afterwards, I end up solo, which I don't mind because I love it. But in terms of the camps and the transformation of the performance of the stage, there's one camp led by a couple. See, I try to give a lot of hints so that it come up. That, in my opinion, brought I would say festival of art style performance on stage, and I see the choreography, and then I see other camps following. No, name that couple who has.
I know, a hard question, Gwen. That's a
That's a
hard
hard
one.
one.
So
That has led
there
the
is a
camp.
couple, so
Mhm.
they own a team, or they
Yes,
manage a team,
a camp.
a camp. They brought in, or they introduced the choreography, right? The different styles. So we have a caller. Carla, good night to you. This is Dangriga Unmuted. You're live. Can you hear me?
Yes, good night, good night.
Good night, BT Guyon. Tell me your name and tell me where you call from.
Yeah, it's Mr. Lopez from Dangriga.
Miss
My answer is Nerea and Microcalis.
Nerea and Microcalis. Carla, you have just won yourself one ticket, adult ticket to Habinaha, Wanaragua. Congrats. Message me right now and inbox me your name.
Right,
Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your holidays. Carla BT Guyon, you're live on Dangriga Unmuted.
Is it Mr. and Mrs. Collins?
It is, but you're late, my dear. Try again. I will try give away one more ticket. By the way, before I end okay, they're gone. So congrats. Did I don't think I got that person's name. Mr. Lopez, I believe.
Yeah, Herse Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, whenever, you know what, I have this thing connected to both devices. So whenever they call, I have to reset this audio. Gwen, let me know I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, good. I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Lopez, congrats again. Just smell, big up yourself, G. Let me go to the comments before we leave. Mr. Eric Castillo, BT Gwen, the world's most handsome man. That's my uncle. Let's see what Charlie Mar is saying. My beloved brother and sister, I will put my pedal to the metal as far as trying to have our people transform their mindset to go forward together as a people to get what we rightfully deserve. Positive strategies, and we can demand if we have to do so. My brother Bande Sereme, thank you very much. Emmanuel Lopez, aka Butterflies or Candy Bars. What I would like you to do, Mr. Lopez, please send me a WhatsApp message to 614-7692. Congrats to all of you who have won tickets. Please make sure to inbox me. All right? We are talking about the plight of Dangriga. What has been keeping us stagnant? What's causing us to keep moving backward? I am here with Dr. Gwen Nunez Gonzalez. Gwen is an educator. She's an activist. She's a community, a cultural ambassador. Gwen wears many hats. Gwen, I thank you for just gonna hang out with me tonight, man. We have to do this again. You know I'll call you back, right?
Yes, we have to come back.
All right, good. So here's what we're going to do. It's now 10 o'clock. We're going to go way beyond with time. I'm going to have you close off, and then I'll give away a ticket. If you want to hang out with me in giving away that ticket, you're free to hang out. But all right, good. So let me give you the opportunity to close off, keeping into consideration my final remarks. We have Jetty. We have the development happening in front of Sacred Heart School and Sacred Heart Church. What do you see? What do you know? how do you, if you do, see the Dangriga community highly benefiting from these developments?
Well, the Dangriga community will only benefit from these developments if they are part of the process and if they are play an integral part of whatever is going on there. In terms of improving in our community, we have to go back to our ancestral values of Aubun, Amurano, I for
Amurno.
you and you for me, and come together. We have to think collectively. If we think collectively, we'll be able to come together, put our minds together, demand what we should get in our community. We are too laid back, leaving Dangriga to live in Belmopan. So I was able to look at what is happening from the outside that I didn't see while I was on the inside. So we have to make sure that we also open our hearts and minds to our brothers and sisters who are returning home. We have a rich resource in our brothers and sisters who have been out there in America or Canada or wherever part of the world. They have worked and they've returning home. They build their homes and they want to give back. That's a rich resource that we can harness so we can put our ideas together with their experience and knowledge and ours so we can move our tongue forward. But we have to hold our leaders responsible. We have to hold our leaders accountable. But we have to know what we want accounted for. That means
Yeah.
we have to I had suggested my brother that a core of intellectuals in this town get together and follow through with what is happening in the National Assembly. All the quarrels, distraction. We have to make sure that there's this team following the laws that are being passed and see how those laws affect us in our community.
Right.
So we need a voice like that. We need a group of people. I've spoken to some. All they said that yes, but I know nothing may happen while I was in Benopan. Right? I said so something like that we need. But I want to thank you for this opportunity. And I want to wish everybody a safe holiday. Remember that Christmas is a time for family, and it's a day when we commemorate Jesus Christ's birthday for us believers, because there's some they don't believe, but for us believers. But it shouldn't be a time that I've seen that is crippling us, that we spend all our money wrong this time, and then MAGA season, January is a long month, we broke and then we suffer. Just because um, lack of effective financial planning because of September of November December the 25th.
December.
So now they put all on the money, then on the broke afterwards. We don't want that. So but I wish you all the best. Don't drink alcohol and drive. Sorry will not bring back the life of our loved ones. And like with you, I sympathize to the Kelly family. Um, and culturally, the young man would be my nephew, my cousin's um, son. And so I want to extend sympathies to the family, and I want to tell our young men and women, haul up on the pants and haul up on the brains so that we can come together and show who we really are and the worth. To the young women, you're more than your bodies. Exposing your body cheek on the street as if it's okay, it's not okay. You are being scorned at. You are being treated less than yourself, and you have so much to offer. than your body. Cyril.
Gwen, I thank you so much, my sister. You're amazing. And they say, give a man, a woman their flowers before they pass on. We appreciate you, my sister. We love you. You're one of our anchors, one of our pillars here in Dangriga, one of our exemplary figures. So this is truly an honor for me to be here with you and to share this space together as we share what's taking place here in Dangriga and how we could come up with solutions. We're going to give away one more ticket before we say our final good night and before we wish everybody a blessed Christmas and a happy holidays. One more question, Gwen. One more ticket, folks. We're going to give away the last ticket. I will put the number on the screen. The number to call is on WhatsApp, 614-7692. So, Aran say Homa. I said that good, Gwen?
Yeah, reach out him.
Okay, good. I'm going to get ready. Go there, Gwen. So, what question do we have for them?
Easy. It's so easy like going just like that because of time. Where was the first, what was the first venue for Habinaha Wanaragwa?
What was the first venue for Habinaha Wanaragwa? The number to call is 614-7692. You win yourself an adult ticket for Habinaha Wanaragwa 2025. This is Dangriga Unmuted. We unmute the truth with the man change. A caller is calling. This number look familiar, you know. I need to give other people a chance to win. I hope this is not the same number. Let's see. Caller, good night to you. You are live on Dangriga Unmuted. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're the call from. Hold on. Don't give me the answer yet. No, you're excited, man. That's good, though. I like that. So, tell me your name. Tell me where you're calling from.
Tony Williams, Dangriga Town.
You said Tony Williams?
Dangriga Town.
Tony, how do you feel for this season? Where are you for the Christmas? Spend it with family. You have anything in particular? Are you a cook?
No, my sister.
Your sister, so I could get a plate of food or what?
Depends if I win the ticket.
Tony is bargaining with me. If she win the ticket, I get a plate of food. All right, Tony. Tell me the answer. Give me the answer.
Why not Island?
Why not Island? Do I have a yes or a no, Dr. Gwen? Why not Island? Tony Williams, you are correct. You won yourself an adult ticket to this year's Habinaha Wanaragwa. So does that mean I get a plate of food?
If you win one more than yes.
Aye, man, you know, a bad negotiator. I don't trust you right now, Tony. Tony, congratulations and enjoy the rest of your holidays. Message me your name on the same WhatsApp number that you're calling from. All right, thank you and have a good night.
Yes, so it was called Why Not Island, but
Folks,
now it is called
I want to thank you all. Before I say my final thank you to Dr. Gwen, I have to keep resetting this. Before I say my final thank you to Dr. Gwen, I want to thank each and every one of you who sign on to Dangriga Unmuted religiously, who sign on to Ubafo TV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Remember, I go live on Facebook and on YouTube. I will continue to do my best to inform you, to bring awareness to what's happening here in our beautiful Dangriga. Thank you for coining that, Gwen. In what's happening in our jewel overall, nationally. All right, I will do my part. I hope that you will continue to do your part as you come and be educated and be informed. I will leave the last words for Dr. Gwen and then where I say ayo. Gwen?
All right. I was saying as well that the Why Not Island is now named Austin Rodriguez Why Not Island. So that's the formal name.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Right? There was a
Beautiful.
ceremony that. What my final shot is that I want us as a community to stay alert. Check your change. focusing ourselves on all the distractions, and then our town is leaving us, and we're in it. Right? You may understand my term. So we must make sure that we stay focused by being alert with the issues that are happening, and that we hold our community leaders responsible for their part. We do our part. We hold our area representative responsible for his part or her part, and then we do our part by keeping them in check, by knowing what is happening in our community. So again, thanks for this opportunity. Mandugu na gyara labo niabi, gyala mo wen on the kala mege belida wagira. Pero wawagwi lu wararmu, lu wari kala mege be, lu ti wonderu, gyara lamwa gamala li wama, lu gala mo iti gabafu wama, lu wadugu, lu bugile wabu serube. Sereme.
Sister Gwen, Ban the Serme. Thank you all once again. Have a good night. Have a blessed rest of your holiday. And I shall see you after the weekend. Ahun labuse bungio. Mama used to say it in Spanish, English, and Garifuna.
Ahun businye bungio.
Ahun businye bungio. Si Dios quiere, if God's will. Gwen, ayo. Thanks again, my dear sister.